Welcome to Three's a Tribe. I'm Adam, published author and poet, and founder of the Novel Encounter. This is a podcast where we invite two fellow creatives to chat about their craft, the personal, everything and anything. I start this episode the way almost every great conversation begins, each of us breaking the ice with a question for the others. So who's first?
I haven't thought of my question yet.
Okay. Hello, I'm Joie Tan. I'm a singer-songwriter, art teacher, and yoga instructor.
Cheer.
And my question to the tribe is, if a recipe calls for 1 clove of garlic, how many do you actually put in?
What the fuck? No one's asked something like that before. Wait, say again.
So the recipe calls for 1 clove of garlic. How much do you actually put in?
The whole bowl.
Yeah,
Right?
same. The
Right?
whole bulb.
Same. You guys are cool
Yeah.
enough for me to continue on with this podcast.
Oh, great. That's good.
Yeah.
I don't want to shut things off.
Well, that question's kind of hard to lead into. But hello, my name is Tiffany and I go by the moniker Lovage. I'm an illustrator, mostly, I guess.
Correct.
And also a very, very, very part-time fitness instructor.
A very, very
And-
fit.
Very, very
looking.
fit.
Yeah.
And my question to the tribe would be... Now I feel like I can't...
You can't follow up the bulb
I'm
question?
like, I cannot do a serious question now.
You can.
You don't have to, but you can if you want to. It'd be
Do I
funny if you
want
should
to?
follow up with like, oh, what's one thing you regret the most in life?
Whoa.
Damn.
Wow, moment of silence.
Yeah.
This is very intense. Do you have a question, Adam?
I'm supposed to go last because ladies first.
Random question. I guess, what are we going to have for dinner? It's 7. You didn't think about dinner. You only asked us about drinks.
Fair. Dinner will be after. There's like nice food around the area like Thai,
Ooh.
nasi lemak, wonton mee. Yeah, that kind of shit.
Okay, I'll come up with a better question later. Okay, you go.
Love it. Okay, my turn is if you could watch only one TV show and eat only one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
You were gonna be here forever, guys.
One food, it would be popcorn.
Oh my god.
my God, I'm same as you.
love popcorn.
I love popcorn. We sweet or salty?
She likes the mix.
Oh, mix,
I know
good.
exactly which one she likes.
See, I was going to buy like 100 packs for my wedding.
Oh my god, that's cute.
Or just hire one of those carts, but I was thinking the packs. TV show. What was intense? Anyone else?
I'm stuck. I'm very stuck. I'm genuinely stuck. If you ask me movie, I know. Okay,
Sure, let's go with movie.
A Cinderella Story.
You basic.
Wait, it's Chad Michael. Chaz Michael, sorry. That's his fake, like.
Chad Michael Murray, right?
Yeah, but you know,
Okay, I remember
the Chaz Michaels. You know that joke?
No.
Okay, never mind. It's okay. It was like a Will Ferrell, like weird fake name thing.
Lols. And food?
Damn, I have very weird preferences.
Same.
Chili.
Yeah. So
Just chili?
The only thing I can eat chili padi straight up. I love snacking on chili padi. But I think, chili padi then. I can add it to, this is meal. Are we talking meals?
No. Like just anything that you want to eat for the rest of your life.
I need chili in all my meals. So chili padi it is.
Wow, you guys are gonna die young. And Lovage, one show or one movie?
One show. Oh, this is really hard.
Right? Like I can only watch New Girl so many times.
Yeah. Or like
Or The
Friends so many
Office.
times.
Yeah,
Or The
of-
Office so many
Like
times.
so
love The
many
Office.
times.
Recently, I rewatched 2.5 Men.
Oh,
Whoa, does it hold up?
I mean, it's all right. I watch it in the background while I draw, so
Okay,
It's fine.
fair.
nice.
Welcome to the tribe. Does anyone have a good toast?
2023.
Ooh, here's to spilling tea and not burning bridges.
Hey, that's
That was a
cute.
good
That's
one.
cute.
That was a good one.
All right, thanks for showing up. I actually kind of wanted to start this by asking, how did you guys get started with what you do? So Lovage with illustration and Joie, right?
Yeah, Joey.
Joie with your music career.
I think I was just like, it was like an escape from school. So I grew up with music at home.
Yeah.
We used to do music religiously.
Oh, you knew all your family?
My family. So I grew up Hindu.
Okay.
And I sang a lot of Sanskrit growing up. So language plus different kinds of music. Like I just grew up with that interest. And then I fucking hated school. So instead of studying, I would go home and like film covers on YouTube.
Oh, sick.
And at the time, you downloaded, like as in you uploaded videos directly from YouTube. So there was a space where you can hit record and it would activate your webcam and your mic and you just record and you publish and it's out for the world to see. No editing, whatever. So I used to do that. I would tape like an eraser over my webcam and just sing so no one would know it was me because I was very ashamed to let people know that I like singing.
Right.
So I started out doing covers like that. And then people around the world started commenting and I was like, oh my God, these are not Singaporeans. Like these are different people, like random people. Because this was like the start of YouTube, like 2008. So from there, I ended up meeting like people in school. Like I met one guy in school, his name's Dominic, and he sings now as well. He was like, hey, you know, I do covers. And I'm like, wait, no fucking way. Like I do it too, but I do it in secret. And he was the one who encouraged me to put my face to the videos and actually started recording them properly. So we used a mic and we downloaded instrumentals and we started doing it like more legit. And eventually I started doing like live, like with my face in it too. So I just like started out from there. And then YouTube at the time was picking up. So it was just like a new world that we were all exploring together at the time.
I find it really interesting because I hid behind the moniker The Nova Encounter for the longest time. But only after a while, like my buddies were telling me that you should actually put your name to it. Because if you just hide behind, because I used to call myself the Nova Encounter team. So it used to be like, give us 3 words and our team will write you a poem. But then eventually I kind of realized that people enjoy the personal thought of it rather than just an invisible anonymous person.
Yeah.
And so I kind of feel what you said by when did you start to not feel embarrassed by what you enjoyed though?
I
Because
think
poetry and music is quite personal, right?
it is very personal.
It's very, very personal.
And let's say you're in a group, right? Group setting, and this guy's like, oh, I write poetry. You would like,
Shut the fuck
you'd be
up.
like, shut the fuck up. Like, get that stick out of your ass. So
trying.
same with music. It's like, but it's same, right? Like, oh,
Yeah,
I like to
absolutely.
sing, I play guitar. Like usually the first person who declares they are a musician or like they are something
Sure.
is usually like,
The douchebag
I'm sorry,
under a
I'm not
tree,
very good lah.
playing guitar,
You know, it's like, yeah. So at that time somehow it was not very common. So to say that I do that, you better be damn good at it. Otherwise you're gonna be made fun of.
Yes, for sure.
So I was like, I don't know if I'm really that good. Because if only your parents and the people around you tell you you're really good, right? Is that really a good judge
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
how good you are? And my mom is the kind that would be like, girl, you're
Super
the best.
encouraging.
Everyone else today was like shit. Like she would be like that. And she'd be like, you're the best. And I'm like, oh, I appreciate that, but I feel like you're just saying that because you're my mom. Yeah.
So sweet though.
Yeah.
Sweet.
There are a lot of parents who are not very encouraging.
Are
Yes.
yours?
Mine are.
Yeah.
Mine
same.
are super
Your
supportive.
parents are so sweet.
Yeah, my uncle as well. Like at the point when my grandma was still alive, she would come down from an exhibition too with my uncle.
Oh, that's sweet.
They post on my work, so that one's. But I do know a lot of people with, or like
Yes.
people in the creative industry where their family isn't very supportive of what they do.
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like for me,
so that's nice.
almost every live event I do, there's always one uncle that says, hey, so your parents let you do this? Almost always, right? And I think maybe it's kind of like the situation that we're put in here in Singapore. But anyway, Lovage, I was going to ask you, how did you get started doing what you do?
Well, I guess I always, back then when we were younger and there was LiveJournal and like Blogspot and stuff. And then LiveJournal had these communities. Do you remember
Yes.
that? Were you even?
I was on Blogspot.
to confess later.
Why? Say it now. Say it on air. What the fuck?
I was like, what's going
Just
on?
like a Disney villain.
I just lost my shit for a while. So I told you a part truth. Okay, so I went to LaSalle and
Say
so
the
did
full truth.
yeah. So I'm gonna say the full truth now. So she went to LaSalle too. Tiff went to LaSalle as well.
she did.
And when I was like, I think year 2, I saw her in the smoking area. I remember she was wearing like a leather jacket and these like really thick glasses. And then I remember going like, it's just talking to a friend there or something. And then I was just like, this girl is so fucking hot. And I'm like, wait, she looks so cool. Cause you had like really thick silver jewelry. And I really vibed with that. And I was like, oh my God, like who is she? What does she do?
Yeah, you got
and
aura, like,
and the silver aura, the 925 was like glistening.
I'm very sure it was a 925, but okay, can.
And it was like Bugis Street $5. It's okay. It looked like exquisite white gold on you. So I was like, oh my God, this girl is frigging cool. But I can't just go up to her and be like,
oh my God, you're hot.
Oh my God, what's your name? Like, cannot, right? So I went to Sim Lim to have Subway and she was at Subway too. So I was
oh my
like,
God, you eat sandwiches too?
Oh my God, we eat the same thing. I must be hot too, right? But then I was like, wait, I need to find this girl. And I'm very good at CSIing, by the way. Like I managed to find my secondary school friend's Pizza Hut waiter on Facebook the same night. And I wasn't even at Pizza Hut with her.
Oh my God.
Okay, so anyway, don't mess with girls, right? Like, honestly, we're quite... Anyway, I found her on LiveJournal. I found your outfit photo on LiveJournal.
Wait. So you just...
For real.
How do you find it?
I don't know how. I really don't know how. I just go into like... And then I just found her. And I'm like, oh my God, I can put... Oh, I know what it is. Carousel. So
Carousel.
I think... Were you selling stuff on Carousel during that time?
I don't know.
I think something like that. So it was someone selling something on Carousel. And I was scrolling and I was like, wait, this is that girl. So I screenshotted it. And then I image searched it and then I was led to her LiveJournal. And then I'm like,
that's cool.
Oh my God, this girl. Okay, so I found her. Then I followed her and then we happened to be doing the same event. So I was like, hi, we're doing the same event. I would love to get henna done by you. And I remember sending that, getting on the bus, and then she replied and I was like, we didn't end up doing it in the end.
Wait. There was image search at that point of time.
Yeah, Google always has image search.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
I know they have it now and maybe for the recent years, but not then. That was like 10 years.
Even now, right, if you go google.com, there's no image search. You have to type image search for the little camera button to show up.
Yeah.
So I just Googled like image search.
Before you continue the story, I find this really cute how you have a girl crush on Lovage and I have a guy crush on her boyfriend.
Well, essentially like this weird like feeding off of that like
where's Kenneth tonight? Okay, sorry, go on about
Yeah, so back then in LiveJournal, there were all these communities. And then like I guess I was 16 then.
I was on Tumblr.
That was after, I think. Tumblr came after. Yes, and then Tumblr, all the pictures came out. But but then Tumblr was like you posting random pictures and people posting random pictures and poetry.
Yes.
But back then, they had communities there. So you could see like, okay, there's an art community and people post like their sketches and stuff. So it was like real people posting rather than people reposting stuff on Tumblr. And then I started following some people and I'm like, oh my God, these people are in art school and it's so cool. I also want to be one of them and stuff like that. So I followed some of the girls and I thought, maybe one day I could go art school somewhere else.
Yeah.
But then I also found like the whole, what's this called? Pop surreal scene, like illustration fine art. So it's not quite fine art, but it's a very illustrative style of fine art. I mean, back then, like I was 17, that was like 16 years ago. How old am I?
Wow, I
What are you?
I'm
80.
How dare you call me out on my podcast? Okay, I'm 90.
Same age as me.
Yeah.
So that was when we were 17. I was 16 years.
Yeah. How many years young are you?
Smoke.
95.
95.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wait, that was 16 years ago. Yeah, so 16 years ago, I was looking at these
Me and my
things.
Tumblr page too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then I was like, so the pop surreal scene was coming up then. It was like Audrey Kawasaki and whatsoever. I'm like, oh my God, I want to be one of these people showing stuff in galleries in LA or something back then, you know. But prior to that, I always wanted to actually be a children's book illustrator. I used to collect children's books. I'll go to Bras Basah, go to like the secondhand shops.
Like the Giving Tree, Rainbow Fish.
No, like stuff like that. Or like the ones that pop up. I love the pop-up books. I bought this one pop-up book that actually opens up this way and then you tie the knot on the other way. So from here it was closed, right? You open, it's a dollhouse.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's completely so it's a completely three-dimensional dollhouse.
By the way, this is an awful way to explain it to people on the podcast. But
sorry.
yeah, we saw her turn her fingers 360 into a little thingy, and
So basically it opens all the way through, and then like from the front covers they kind of meet in the back, and then
that's
you tie.
amazing.
Yeah, that one's
Yeah.
really cool. So I mean stuff like that. So then I just thought that maybe one day I can be an illustrator, but then after that, because of LiveJournal and stuff and seeing all these people in art school doing fine art, I'm like, I want to try that too with the whole pop surreal thing. So I went to LaSalle and then did the LaSalle thing, still unsure what to do, teens.
So
And
how
then-
did the henna thing and everything happen?
Yeah, so then from there, I guess, while I was in school, I taught art. I thought, make some money. So I was teaching art for a while, and then I decided to work in a gallery. But I mean, being then exposed in school and in the gallery to like the fine art world, I didn't really like it. So I mean, I was trying kind of drawing on the side anyway, and I was just very fortunate to meet like a bunch of people who gave me the chance of doing some exhibitions. And if you've heard of Amanda Lee, the writer as well.
Yep.
Yeah, she was doing a couple of exhibitions back then with like illustrators and stuff as well, all these collaborations, which maybe you can think about doing.
Yeah.
It was quite fun. They were doing a lot of like, word and visual kind of
On those
exhibitions.
marble bricks, right?
No, they were just doing exhibitions like, in a space, and then words. Like I think there was once that was, it was at a substation. It was like kind of a write-up head with an illustrator, and then we were doing stuff like that.
Cool.
So like, so it's really cool. So back then I was doing some of that, like a lot of the exhibition stuff. And then I think for some reason, one day with my friend, if we're talking about the henna bit with Nadia, and we were like, we were into all these like jewelry and stuff anyway, and like the Indian jewelry. So we were walking down Little India, and we decided to play with henna. And at that point, I had a thing for drawing, I guess, like darker theme stuff, like skulls and like whatsoever, and into all those like tribal kind of art. So we bought one and just played with like drawing on her. And then I can't remember if it was her because she works with a lot of events, but she said, why not you just try and do it for money, I guess, in a way. And that's when it kind of started.
It was nuts. Like it was like the first of its kind. I remember just being like, holy crap.
Everyone knows you as the OG though.
Yeah.
Like, quite a few people know you as the OG.
But not many people now know because that was so long ago.
Yeah, it's true.
All
the
kids-
OGs will know she's the OG.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, but so I just wanted to ask you, like, where did the nickname Lovage come from?
It is actually a name of a plant.
Yeah.
Yeah. In short, it's a name of a plant, and I thought it sounded very nice, like Lovage. Sounds nice. Sounds like love with H, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I thought it sounded nice. And at that point, also Tiffany Tan is such a common name, Tiffany Tan. So I wanted something that's easier for people to Google, right?
Yeah.
Right? There's so many Tiffany Tans. I think I know at least two more. So
after all these years of you guys doing what you do you still enjoy it?
I do. But, sometimes work is work.
Yeah.
Wherever you are. And then it can be draining. But after doing everything I've done, I guess in the recent years, being commercial, I feel kind of lost.
100%.
Why do you
I
mean by
agree with that. I feel like it's one of those things when your craft becomes your job.
Yeah.
It's still a job, and you're not just the performer, like especially if you're self-managed.
Yes, for sure.
So you handle the ugly side of things, and then you could be literally like, before you get on stage, you're like, no, you said you would pay me. If you don't pay me now, I'm not going on stage.
Oh shit.
Or
yeah.
like, what happened to the extra like gear that you said you would give us? Why is it not here? We can't perform without this. And then they're pissed off, but it's like they are the ones who screwed up.
Yeah.
And then you have to be like that and then go on stage and be like, hi everyone. Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, that's
Here's
the
a song about
worst.
love. And it's like, you are
Song about
literally performing,
Yeah.
smiling, and you just get off stage and be like, okay, so is it solved? You know what I mean?
Are you self-managed right now?
I've always been self-managed.
Oh God.
Yeah.
How's that going?
I think
Because I am too. Actually, the three of us are also.
you're all self-managed.
Yeah.
I think I'm very fortunate to have the opportunities come. So I've never had to seek opportunities in the sense where I have to like reach out to gigs.
That's
They
a
just
good
come.
thing.
Yeah, very, 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 very
Lucky.
lucky. Yeah, extremely lucky. But the problem with that is also then I don't have experience selling myself so much. I mean, if someone is talking to me and I have to explain to them why, I'm like, I can sell myself. But like if it's like starting off like a blank slate and going, this is who I am, this is what I do. That's why you should that networking thing is so important too.
Yeah, for sure.
And when you are the product and you are the brand and you are the brains and admin and marketing and everything, you literally are everything, right? You don't have a break.
It's tough.
It's tough. And when you want to talk shop, then the artist shouldn't be talking shop.
Yeah.
The artist being the one speaking with the client, like it kind of breaks that facade of like the glory of the artist, which is why managers are known to be assholes.
Yeah, because they have to be the asshole.
Yeah. And no matter what, at the end of the day, the clients will still be very like enamored by the artist when the artist comes out, except you are the one doing all. So there's no like, oh, artist is here. No, it's like artist has always been here. You know what I mean? And when you're doing a site recce, you're not like dressed as an artist. So it's very hard to manage all of that.
How have you done that? Okay, so for me, it's not so tough because it's literally just me and a typewriter, right? And they say, okay, what do you need? I just need a table. So I don't need any recce, right?
Yeah.
But for you, there's sound check, there's costume, there's makeup, there's I don't know what else.
There's a lot.
So how have you managed to do that then? Because Lovage is the same as me, right? When you do live events or online.
I don't really need much.
Yeah, so I guess yours is a bit different from ours.
It's different. You have to make sure the rider is there.
The what?
So you need a rider, like
I think a writer. Sorry,
like RIDER. Writers are not important.
Hey.
So no, I mean I write the songs too, but yeah, the rider needs to be fulfilled, and a lot of times they assume you don't know anything, or they assume you like. It's this very weird
the
vibe.
Mansplain, or is it the?
It's the mansplain. It's like so do you have a quarter inch? Like I'm like, yes, I have a quarter inch. Do you have a quarter inch? Do you have the XLR? Do you have a DI? Like, and then they're like, oh, you know all these things are. I'm like,
you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, and it's funny because like they kind of judge you based on what you look like. So when you start doing the work, both like I've done both artist work, and then at one point I was like really hustling. So I was doing, when I wasn't performing, because we did this tour called like Escape Invasion. So we would travel with Escape around different schools.
Yeah.
So when I wasn't performing, I was actually doing techie work. So I was carrying like subwoofers up like 4 flights of stairs.
What the fuck?
In whatever secondary school you need.
So makeup how?
Don't wear makeup. You are techie, what? I'm not singing. So when I'm not singing, I'm the techie. And like we will like be in the back of the lorry with like all the flight cases.
Wow, respect.
And we will like carry. And like some schools have no lifts. So you just have to like suck it up and carry. And then you have to coil the cables, tape everything. So you really learn everything. But they don't, based on first looks, they don't think that you're capable of all that or you know all that. So there's a lot also as a female, I feel, to prove. But yeah, speaking of do I still love it? I do love it because I think I constantly put myself in that bubble of, you need to be in a bubble. If you like face reality too much, right? You would just not want to do it anymore, I feel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I know that Lovage and I were talking like a while back about being a bit burnt out by everything. How are you handling things?
I have read 5 books in the past 2 weeks.
That's good.
I have not.
Is it?
It's good.
Is it your escape or?
I don't know. It's a recent escape. The escape usually would have been workouts, but then I don't know. I guess also it kind of died down a bit, which is good. The start of the year, but I think it's going to start picking up soon. Just need to reply my emails. But yeah, so I think for now I'm reading, but it's not so much the burnout. I guess following what Joie said, maybe I haven't lived in a bubble because I've been just facing the reality of all of it. Being an adult now, talking about this and realizing 16 years ago was when I first thought, that was a long time ago, and then being an adult, like having to buy a house and like do all these things.
Congrats.
And so it's just really, I've always just been in check with that. And I'm like, okay, I need to hustle, I need to do this, I need to do this. And then with the clients, it's like, constant chasing of money. Speaking of which,
the worst. Yeah.
I'm not going to name names, but there's one client that has been a bitch and hasn't paid me for 7 months.
I know which one. I know which one.
You know which one?
The one you told me about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. They still haven't paid.
Haven't.
Oh, God.
No, the thing is, they keep telling me stuff saying, oh, I'm sorry, the invoice can't be, we can't pay you because the invoice doesn't match something. I'm like, dude, because you arrange it wrongly, your PO is the wrong thing, you just got a PO for this invoice that was 7 months ago, so how will they match?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. Oh, it happens to me too.
7
I mean, it happened to me, and then I came up with like this rant on Facebook, and then next thing you know, there's a Mothership article with my press photo, and the title is "Lady Complains About the Music Industry." Blah blah blah. Yeah, it was
don't know about that.
literally "Lady Complains." I mean, the article was good, but they needed that hook to pull people in.
okay.
Yeah.
So it was my press photo going like this, and a lady complains about music industry. But you read, and it's like, it was amazing because out of that rant on Facebook, lawyers came in and they actually held a free kind of like talk for artists and creatives on what your rights are, how you can impose your invoice, like the little things you put, like the
I wish I was
per
there.
annum, like whatever.
Yeah.
They actually held that seminar for creators after. So it was quite cool. And there were like lawyers reaching out to me saying like, yo, if you ever need to dispute something like a claim or whatever, like let me know.
Oh, it's awesome.
And it was really, really cool. And it wasn't because the creative industry is so big. It's not just musicians.
Yes.
So then it was like literally my friends in the food blogging space, same thing. Restaurants never pay them for their reviews or whatever. And people are coming in like, I'm a client. How can I be better at these things also? Yeah.
I've been quite lucky to not have dealt with that as much. But I think every single creative goes through that at some point. And it's just kind of annoying that happens, I guess.
No, it is because the job is done. Like, okay, so let's say there's an event and then they get you as an artist or as a writer come in, or you as a musician come in to sing, but they don't pay you for months. But they also get food, which they pay immediately, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So why are we different?
Exactly.
Like we are part of, I guess, the catering to the event. So like, yeah, we are part of the service to the event, and you pay your service staff on time, then why do we not get paid on time?
It's true.
Doesn't make sense. Just because there was a history of this happening from before, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I stopped asking people what their payment terms are and telling them what mine are.
Good. Like, do you ask for a percentage at first?
Yeah, so I go 50 50 to lock it in, and then 50 the day of or before the event.
Oh, I need to start doing that.
Okay, so
Yeah,
So
but
what
not all of them
happens-
are okay with
yeah,
that.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
gonna say.
almost
So-
no one's okay with that.
So what happens when they're not okay with it?
So far when I ask for that, they're okay with it.
What?
Oh, lucky you.
The only
Yeah.
time that
Stop
it's
flexing.
not, it's no, okay, no. It's the agencies that are not. Like the agencies are
Yes,
not like
because
that.
the agency has to pay for everything
Yes.
beforehand.
So then for agencies, then it's a strict like 30 business days, whatever. But then I will make sure I include a clause. Like if you don't pay me, then it's like 12% per annum interest, like that kind of thing.
Whoa.
Per annum is a long time though. Why not per month?
I know. I just copy what my friend told me to put. And then I'm like, actually, yeah, no. But you can
imagine? They
literally
haven't paid you for a
put,
year.
you can literally put like, $50 per day late or whatever.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to hire you because of that, then you had never had the intent to pay me on time lah.
But question, I have put that and I have never like enforced it.
Me also.
And it has
I'm
happened
the same,
so
bro.
many times.
I'm the same.
I also heard that it's very hard to enforce.
It is. They will ignore it.
Yep.
The only one time I actually used that was, and it sucks because most of the time the industry, like agency people, they're like friends also.
Yeah.
Or like people you end up being friends with. So it's again, because you're both
The artist and the manager.
yeah, you have to be the bad guy, but also maintain that good relationship because you don't want them to not call you anymore.
Yeah.
You want to be difficult enough to be respected, but not too difficult. It's like a very difficult like space to be in. And I was just like, hey, it's been 2 weeks and it's late. Unfortunately, if you guys don't pay me by Friday, I will have to impose my fee, and this will be what the check will need to look like. And they were like, you can pick the check up on Friday. And I'm like, was that so difficult?
Yeah.
Why do I need to be an ass for you to like respect me?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Are we sharing
Question, what's the worst thing you've said to a client?
I was gonna say, are we sharing like nightmares now?
I want to hear what's the worst thing you've said.
To a
Like
client?
email or said to.
Ooh, I love that question. Okay, let me think.
I've actually,
That's my
I
question.
don't have any.
Okay, Lovage, you know me. I try not to be a bad guy most of the
I
time.
mean, I try not to, but the 7-month one, I literally took a screenshot and I typed, "Hi, this is ridiculous. Send."
Oh my God. But
well deserved.
as you
though.
should.
It is
yeah.
7 months is ridiculous.
As you should.
Yeah.
And it's not even much money, and it's just like the job is done. You've done so much to this illustration. Why can't you just pay me?
Yeah.
You say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. We changed our payment systems." I'm like, So
Sounds like your problem.
Yeah, sounds like
it's a you problem,
Yeah.
not a my problem. It's not a me problem. So I don't know. So what?
And it's still running.
no, literally today I just got another email saying it can't be processed. I'm just like, what?
It's like if I were pregnant at the time of giving you, I would give birth before you pay me.
Yeah, bro.
Like honestly, it's like a full baby.
Almost.
Yeah.
But please don't. 2 more months.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
my god, this is ridiculous. I can't
But
think
yeah.
the worst thing that I've said.
Have I said anything bad? No, I've just been stern.
I've been very paggro.
I find being paggro is very important in this industry.
Yeah.
Because if you can't say things straight up as well, if it's screenshotted out of context, it looks very bad on you. Or if it's misquoted out of context.
Oh, that's true.
Most of the
Interesting. I didn't think of that.
successful, like air quote successful people I know, they're fucking paggro.
But I hate the act of being paggro.
I hate that too.
In general, like if you okay, so I have a friend, really good friend of mine, and he has these gummies on the table, right? And I'm a sweet tooth. So I go, hey man, can I have some? He goes, well, I mean, these were $6, but and I walked a lot to get here, but if you want some, you can get it. So I'm like, bro,
What?
you could just say no. You could just
What the hell?
Okay, he's a good friend of mine. But
Yeah.
still, it's just I never liked the whole paggro behavior, but
Yeah.
I get that in this industry you kind of have to mince your words and be less of a dick, like same as what you said.
It's a craft.
It
It's
is a craft.
So I will not name who,
Yeah.
but you know, my friend was like, you know, there's too much work. This is too much work.
Uh-huh.
You're putting too much on me. And the boss goes, oh, but isn't this such a great opportunity for you to just see how
Oh
much
my
you can do?
God.
So that is genius. I mean, thinking from an employee's
You
perspective,
can
that's
screenshot,
absolute
yeah.
fucking shit, right?
Yeah.
But she's untouchable.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bullshit response, but she's still untouchable for a boss to say like, yes, I'm giving you more than you should take, but isn't this such a great opportunity for you to see how much you can do?
Oh, that's amazing.
I hate it so much, but
Checkmate.
it's so genius.
Have
It
you
is-
said anything? The most aggro thing you've said?
Yeah, I recently like tendered from a job and it was very ugly,
Yeah.
but I ended up having to protect myself. So if it's, you know, yeah,
Congrats.
yeah,
Congrats.
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 3-month notice period.
Okay.
So I'm serving the last like 10, 11 days.
Oh, that's good.
I'm
yeah.
so happy. But yeah. It's one of those things that I see this as a learning. Like I'm learning so much of how far and how bad it could go. But then also like these are life skills that are important to have in business.
Yeah.
Because it is at the end of the day, it's business. And yeah.
What are some things you guys would say from your years in the industry keeps you going? Like some advice you could give to up and coming singers or up and coming illustrators? Because it is kind of a harsh industry. So what keeps you going? Because there's always a balance when it comes to creativity versus commerce. So I like to do what I do. I want to do what I do. But at the same time, I kind of have to, for lack of a better word, haul myself out sometimes just to keep doing what I do.
100%.
Yeah,
like
so-
selling out.
Yeah.
Quote unquote selling out.
I think for a lot of potential, okay, I think a lot of it's in my head, but I reckon to a lot of poets, I am a sellout because I'm doing live events. But on the same token, I get to do what I do because of it. And so I don't really have much regret in that.
I feel like calling people, like calling someone or people who do things on a commercial level like sellouts
Yeah.
is a very classist point of view.
No one
Because-
said that to me, by the way. I think
Yeah.
it's all in my own
But it's
insecurities.
like, who are you to gatekeep poetry? Because poetry is what keeps people connected. And people,
Same as music,
there are
same as
different
art.
entry points to
Yeah.
poetry. Maybe you read like fucking chim poetry that is like, I read also I won't understand. It'll take me like a month to break it down. And then it
Yeah.
could be very simple. Like, I love you, you love me, let's get married. That could be,
Roses
Like,
are red.
you know, like, roses are red, violets are blue. Like, yeah, shut the fuck up, I love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, someone could be like, wait, I like that. And that translates for me and how I feel. Who are you to say that that's basic?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like it's a very classist point of view. And I'm very like passionate about this because a lot of people in the industry almost look down on the cover musicians. So the
yes.
musicians who do like cover gigs, I don't know, they still post covers. I get that, like, why are you still doing covers? Like, do more originals at your gigs. I'm like, I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
Absolutely.
Like, it's coming out of my mouth. and my fingers are playing it on the guitar.
Yeah.
It's my version of it. And the song clearly means something to me enough for me that I want to play my version, right? It's not like I'm going like fucking Spotify, play, let's listen together, guys.
Yeah.
Let's vibe. Like, and what's so bad about it? Because you are only where you are today because you listen to music.
I think people only... Okay, so I personally really don't like Boys Avenue.
Boys Avenue.
Boys
Got
Avenue,
you.
I personally really don't like them because I feel that when they sing their music, it comes across like a cheaper version of the original song. But I like when people create covers and the song almost sounds entirely different.
Okay.
Which is a beautiful thing. I think there was once Childish Gambino, Donald
Yes.
Glover, he did a cover of I'm So Into You. And he seemed to change the entire song. I went,
Okay.
oh my God, that's amazing. And when you shift the balance of how the tone goes. So is there any song in particular that you like to sing covers of?
That's so interesting you said that, by the way, because there are some people who hate when people change it up.
No, you have to
So
change
they're
it
like,
up.
no, I hate that you changed it up. Now I can't sing along. It doesn't even sound like that anymore. And it's like, again, it's that person's version you don't like, just don't listen lah.
Go
Like,
karaoke
it's so
lah.
simple. See, when I listen to Boys Avenue, I am amazed at the quality of work. So they
fair.
set up the sound very well.
Yeah.
His voice is very crisp. It's very difficult to get that kind of consistent sound. And they have a very consistent brand. So from a musician's point of view,
till now,
listening,
right? It's been like 12 years?
Yeah, technicality, very smart. I think he was one of the first, the brothers, they're one of the first few people who like really made it big with like the pedal and
They
the
were the
cajon.
OG.
Yeah, like who thought to put a drum pedal on a cajon?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like things like that you wouldn't really think about. And then they brought on like, you know, other female cover musicians on board. And like, I think it's a great way to provide an acoustic version to songs that the public would like without taking away from the original. And then there are some people who really hate, right? When like Ed Sheeran songs will be about she.
Yeah.
If a girl sings it, they change it to a he.
Right.
There's some people who really don't like that. I have friends
get
who
it.
really hate it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it doesn't bother me that much. But this is the most interesting thing. It's like how we perceive and process art, right? Like we're all so different.
Yeah.
And there's no one right way. It's just, there are people who have very strong opinions about this. It's very interesting.
Do you get anything similar in your industry, Lovage?
I guess only for the ones who are like super hype stuff lah. Like, you know, when it's like that famous, like let's say an Ed Sheeran song or something like that famous, and then people either love or hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, people have opinions.
I feel like in the illustration industry, like tracing is a super touchy topic. Like even if it's your work and you trace, they'll be like, "Oh, you traced." I'm
Why?
like,
It's your own
why?
work.
It's efficiency and it's like being smart. I
I don't know. I feel like it's not that big a deal now, like with it being digital and everything. Not as bad, but now it's the whole like taking other people's face.
Oh my God. Yes. Now the tea is brewed. It is ready.
Tell me the tea.
No, like I think recently in the world, or like some when people kind of take inspiration from someone's like actual face. Like let's say I draw your face.
Oh,
without telling
yes. Absolutely.
Your literal likeness.
Yeah.
you. Yeah, it's a big thing now. Like when I was younger, I would draw like random models I see, you know, like or pictures of women I see online, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll just draw that. But now apparently it's a thing.
I spoke to okay, so I know you and I both have like a artist crush on him, but Andre Wee. So I was talking to him the other day and how he draws people on the subway.
Yeah.
And then there was one woman who actually screenshotted him drawing, and she said that, "Oh, this man is drawing an image of me. I don't like it. Made me feel uncomfortable." And he was lucky enough that his fans and followers actually said, "No, this guy does it all the time." And I don't think he even drew you. It was on his feed. But I think people these days, they get a lot, and rightly should if they do, but they don't like it when people step into their privacy in any circumstance. And I guess it's just about where we are in the society right now, I guess.
Ironic though, right? In the era of social media.
We put ourselves everywhere, but when someone does it to us, we don't like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Many years ago when I was teaching, and I used to like kind of take pictures and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But this was within the studio, and I took a picture of one of my students, and the parents flipped. on me.
Really?
Yeah. They all, and plus I used film, so she was like, can you destroy the film? You were not allowed to take pictures of my kids. But it was kind of in the clause as well. Like, you know, when you join a studio and
Yeah.
they just
whether
say-
they're comfortable with
yeah, but
photography or not.
I do not remember if they agreed to it or not in the clause. But I'm assuming they kind of did, but they didn't know. They just signed it. But yeah, they gave the company so much shit for me taking a picture of their
How did they even
child.
find out?
I don't remember. Maybe I posted it. I forgot. This was like really like 10 years
They've
ago.
got live journal too.
They saw you at Subway too.
Yeah. Oh my god, this guy.
I did post some pictures of my kids in LiveJournal. Yeah, they gave me so much shit. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess some people don't like invasion of privacy. But it is very touchy. Yeah, like you said. Okay, now if we're discussing the whole likeness thing, if someone draws a likeness of someone as an art piece, as opposed to some like Andre drawing the likeness of someone in a sketch.
Yeah. Huh.
It's like CJ Henry. She did an art piece on like a brand or something.
Oh, I remember. She
And they
was,
told her to take it
destroy
down.
it.
So she filmed herself destroying it.
yeah, she destroyed
And that
it.
got so much more traction.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Genius. She's
What was
absolutely
it?
genius.
What was it? Because she
I
draws
can't
everything
remember.
like super hyper realistic
Yeah.
in colored pencil.
So it looks like a photo.
Yeah. Like huge. Let's say she drew like paint. Like, you know, literally just like a dollop of paint. And
Yeah.
then she drew like a bunch of that. But anyway, she drew something, I don't know, it was some branded thing and they told her to destroy it.
Was it Everlast? I'm
No.
trying to find it.
No, I don't think it was the gloves. I don't remember.
Yes.
But it
Yeah,
was
so she
something,
like
yeah.
filmed herself burning it. And then she created this like I don't know what pack it was.
Now both of them are looking at their phone.
Yeah.
Like that she was scattered around New York.
Yes, that one.
She's been doing that for years and like I love her
I think it was
so
because
much.
of that. So have you heard of CJ Henry?
No, I have not.
So
Oh, here we go. Come on, Joey.
hold on.
This is
Oh, I
what
don't love
she
it.
draws. Now she just draws like super realistic stuff. Oh wait.
These are all color
Yeah,
pencil
this-
drawings.
Oh
These are all
my
the
god, it's a
paint I was
wax
telling you
seal.
about.
Yeah, the color pencil drawings is nuts.
That's beautiful. Okay, actually, with this in mind, can I ask you guys?
Yeah.
With the work that you guys have done, for example, Lovage, I know that you've worked with like Nike, Haagen-Dazs, Mercedes, right? For the two of you, is there any ways that you would like to further explore your craft? For example, for me, I would love it if I could turn my poetry into lyrics, for example, right? Or poetry collaborated with an illustration. How would you guys like to potentially explore your craft in different multitudes? Is it raining outside? I can hear rain.
You think so?
Yeah.
Nice.
No. Not
Like a
nice.
pitter
Okay, it's
patter.
not
I
nice.
love
Okay.
rain.
I love rain.
Yeah.
Pass, hot pass.
You don't like being cozy and comfy.
No,
and-
she likes the gym.
Warm. Warmth. I
Warm.
want
Yeah,
actual
actually, she's
warmth.
a
This is
sun
cold.
gal.
Yeah,
It's
she is
true.
a
She's
sun girl.
I'm
fair
both.
now.
I like both. You're not fair, babe.
I literally told Ken today, I was like, oh my God, I'm so fair now.
How are you fair?
Anyway, I am. But how would I like to? I think, if anything, for most of the jobs I've worked on, I just want more freedom in the jobs that I work on.
Preach.
Freedom and more time. I just got asked to do a job and she was like, oh, this was just like 2 days ago. She was like, oh, but we need it by like basically 2nd of Feb. And I'm like, wait, what?
What?
That's like
2 days.
2 days to draw this. And then like she gave me 1 more week to do another like 10 illustrations. I'm like, wait, what?
Then they pay you in 7 months.
Pass, no. Yeah, but to be fair, it's unfair, right? Like most of them ask for like super rushed work and then
Absolutely.
they pay me so late. So dumb. Ooh, rain.
Rain, yeah.
Oh, this is. I love this.
No. Riot hates it.
Thrive.
Yeah.
She hates wet grass.
Riot's her dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Cute.
So
I think
we got distracted by the rain.
I think I would love to have the opportunity to create like sound and like song for like maybe fashion, like a
Oh, sick.
runway, like
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah, yeah.
cool, or like videos, documentaries, like that kind of music is also very interesting. The aspect of music of it, helping the visuals, not so much it, because usually it's like you create a music video to make the song make sense.
Yeah.
But if you create sound to make a product, or because I think it was Virgil Abloh who was saying that if you put a product, right, like you're selling the whole space.
Yeah.
So that's why his whole space is curated too, because you're selling a feeling and you're selling the idea of a lifestyle.
Oh, I love that you're selling a feeling.
You put something in a coffee shop, like a coffee, like local coffee, versus like putting it in, like you get very different feelings. For us, maybe like will make us feel like we're at home, and then we want to go grab that like kopi at a coffee shop and sit down.
Yeah.
Like, if it's marketed in a different way, it's like super different, right? So I feel like I would really want to try creating music that would help add on to that vibe. So if it's selling like on a runway, and then like the song and the sound kind of helps. Or
I love that.
Yeah, or
That's
like
sick.
videos, documentaries. Yeah, I think that would be really cool.
That's cool.
Love?
I don't know. I feel like more so than explore something else, I want to explore what's within again. Because like I don't know what I want to draw anymore.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Yeah. So like I've been telling people I've been stuck. I think initially, earlier in our conversation, I was saying that I've been doing this for so long. It's been all commercial work, and it's like doing things that people kind of want and helping people. I mean, it's not a bad thing because I'm helping people visualize what they want.
Yeah.
But I think I lost myself like in the past 10 years of doing these things. So I kind of just want to do things for myself. And so I guess recently in the past week, I've been just randomly sketching just for fun. Just because I
good.
haven't done that in years.
What kind of stuff have you... I know you used to love drawing skulls and plants, right?
Yeah,
By the way, I'm
so-
wearing this shirt for you.
Oh,
Thanks.
Yeah. So I remember you love doing that. So have you been going to that or exploring new things?
so in a way, I've been just writing words down also, like, okay, why did I like to draw these things? I know it was a lot darker back then, but like the mechanics of stuff like that and seeing how I can explore some personal work in some way. I haven't figured that out completely because I'm also like, after doing all these commercial works, I've also developed so many styles. To me at least, and to some people they know as well, because like some clients go to me, they're like, oh, I want it in your style. And I'm like, okay, which style? They're like, your style. And then I do it and they're like, not this style. Then I'm like, but you just said my style. You know?
Right.
And then they're like, no, this one is this one. And I'm like, okay, fine. So yeah, I want to redevelop my style, whether I guess the commercial clients like it or not, just come up with a series of work for myself. So I think that's been a goal for many years, and I actually haven't done it. And I've never had a full sketchbook before, but this year I kind of like picked up a sketchbook and I went, okay, this is my ballpoint pen. I'm just gonna draw something small every day.
That's sick. Yeah.
Yeah,
love
so
that.
I just created a
love that for
highlight in my stories to like post like random drawings.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I saw the one that you and Ken did recently,
Yeah,
right?
this is just last night.
Sick.
So we're just doing, and then I was like, yeah, you should join me and just try as well. And then we're just doing that. So that's like 20 minutes a day.
The thing that I wanted... so Lovage actually drew my book cover for my debut novel.
That is so cool.
Yeah, she drew this. I was showing Joie my phone cover. Yeah, it's got Lovage's drawing on it. And I remember that I told my editor that I wanted Lovage to do it in her style because I really liked your the one, I don't know if it was the Marks and Spencer one, where you did all the little small
Yeah,
little
it was.
items. But my editor told me that for what's the term again? Shelfability or something like that.
Okay.
Where it needs to be a very simple drawing. But my idea was just let Lovage go nuts with what she wanted. So I'm glad that you're finding the time for yourself to actually get to what you want to do.
Crossing fingers.
I
I want to
think
know what's in my head. I don't even know what's in my head anymore. It's been just blank.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I find that so interesting.
Like
Yeah,
when you
it's
do
me.
so much of commercial work, you start to lose a bit of sense of yourself because you try to insert your style everywhere. And then because it's so diverse, you're trying hard to find
Yeah.
the common denominator. But I find that I know when you did it.
I know when you do it too.
You know, like I know when you do it, but then it's harder for you because you are very hard on yourself. We're hardest on ourselves.
We're always
obviously.
hard on ourselves.
But I always know when you do it. It's either your handwriting that gives it away,
It's the
or the
handwriting.
brush strokes, or the color.
No, yes. Okay, I was at Nike and I bought a t-shirt. I was with my girlfriend and I said, oh my God, this is my friends. And she's like, how do you know?
Okay, but that one has been the recent style also. So
Right. So you're not sure about what your timeless
Yeah,
style is.
I mean, that's fun. But that style I developed through like the whole commercial work phase.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a style I developed through there. And I like it, but do I love it? Is it me? You know, like enough? I don't know.
Actually, that's another thing with artistry.
Yeah.
Like everyone's perception of you might not be, even though it is, like it could be accurate.
Yeah.
it's not how you see yourself from the inside. Because you don't see
Absolutely.
yourself from the outside.
So I was Lovage and I were talking the other time because I don't know if you know what I do, Joey, but I have a typewriter at live events and people give me 3 words. And then I'll write them a poem on the spot with those 3 words. So it's actually very free form. I can literally write whatever I want. But with Lovage, when she goes to like client events, they will give her 6 exact things to draw or something like that.
So no, I will come up with the
Yeah.
usually because of the time. What's the word called?
Constraint?
Crunch?
Yes.
Okay, constraint.
Both. The time constraint of
Yeah.
like an event, right? Like in an hour, and if I have to paint for like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
I can only paint so many things.
Yes.
So we wouldn't give them free form to be like, okay, you can ask me to paint whatever you want.
Fair.
Yeah. So then that's when I come up. The client and I will come up with like maybe 6 types of 6 illustrations, like small motifs for me to paint on the whatever product it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does a part of you ever wish that you could just go free form and just do anything you could?
I guess it depends on the product. I don't know. I don't really know what I want to draw. That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah. But then recently, Charles and Keith got me to do an event, but they only did it exclusively for like editors of different magazines. So like I had 2 hours to do 2 pieces of what they asked me to do. It was quite fun.
Oh.
Yeah. I drew a dog. That was fun. I painted a dog.
Cute.
Cute.
Yeah.
That
painted
is
a
so
cactus.
fun.
So it's a bit different, but it was fun. As in like, just kind of drawing as well, I guess.
Yeah.
I kind of like freehand drawing.
But it's
fun.
tough during live events, right?
I got used to it. Everyone always asks me, are you
Yeah.
nervous?
Nah,
Sorry.
she's
They're just staring at me.
Solid.
I'm like, are you nervous? I'm like, no, it's okay. It's fine.
Joey, I actually wanted to ask you.
yeah.
So the reason why I asked about music is because personally speaking, I have always loved how. Okay, I said this in another podcast with Ben King. He's a singer as well. I've always found music lyrics to be like an elevated form of poetry, simply because it has a. Okay, so have you heard "I Wanna Be Yours" by Arctic Monkeys?
Yes.
Oh yeah, so it was initially a poem.
Oh,
And
okay.
then they turned it into a song, right? So because it has a similar cadence, but you can add your own melody and strings and set your own unique tempo. So I wrote something based on your song titles. So I want to read it out. If Kevin can add some lo-fi music to the back of this.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, so I want to see how many of the titles you how many of your titles in this poem you can hear. Okay.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Are you going to rap it?
No. What is love but a lonesome lover standing between current and shore, holding on to broken pieces under sunrise and starlight, a little bit shattered, a lot more hopeful than intended, displaced from a past self, right here, right now, hoping to be higher, desperate to dive deeper into any moment, any silence, any song, any picture of you. Because can't you see that this aching frame is trying to become that thing, that person those we cherish recognize? Never knew this could ache so much. Couldn't have guessed that forever would be a microsecond. How long before we see that everything we need is here in this symmetry? Because we shouldn't have to run for our dear lives just to find out what will stay. Ta-da!
Holy shit.
How many of your songs did you hear in there?
14.
Yeah, about there. Oh, that's sick. I can't believe you recognize everyone.
No,
Those
that
are her
was
songs.
Those are all her songs.
no, but that was so beautifully written.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh my
He
god.
will type it on his typewriter and give it
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah,
I'll send it to your
post
address.
That. That is so.
Okay, I have a question for Adam.
Yeah.
The start of it. I've always wanted to ask a writer.
What's up?
Do you feel like you have to write when you are sad? Do you feel like you write better when you're sad?
Oh shit. Okay, I love this question. So I write much better when I'm sad.
Okay, and now a very personal question.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you're attached, do you feel like it's harder to write? I've always wondered for many years.
Actually, it reminds me of a question. Do you guys know Bill Burr?
So who?
Oh,
Sorry.
Bill Burr is a comedian, right?
Yes.
And he's famous for being angry, just
Okay.
angry. And so he went to an interview where because one of his most famous things is just shitting on privilege. And one day, he finally has a wife and kid. And the interviewer was like, now that you're happy, is your comedy tough? And he goes, no, I always find something to be angry about. The audience laughs and everything, right? But actually, there's a truth to that. I think there's always a reason for me to feel a bit of melancholy, even though I am in a happy place right now. I'm happier than I was, but there's always something that you ache, which is part of the human condition, or particularly as a poet. So I remember that recently I had to write this really sad scene I told myself, similar to you, that I would try to write a paragraph every day. And it's the same thing as that you say you would try to jog 1 km every day and you eventually go further. So I remember there was once I had to write this really sad breakup scene, but I was in a happy place. So I started looking up old images of myself and I started to look at past things I've written. And that was kind of how you kind of reach back to that melancholy. It's the same thing where
To tap into it.
Yeah, which I'll ask you, Joey, actually, with songs that you've written in the past that were like love songs, right? If it was for a past lover or like a breakup song, when you have to sing it again, does it sound different to you? I guess it's different for me because I write new material, but for songs, especially popular ones, the feeling has to linger, or does it change?
100%. There's no way in hell. So the first few love songs that I wrote, right?
Yeah.
They were about an ex. And there's no way in hell I would sing for that dumb Sempets boy again. You know? Sempets should have been the biggest red flag, and yet I decided to ignore it. And then Sempets Raga wasn't a big
you did a
flag
raga.
enough.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So I was like, I really I did it to myself.
But do you
Right.
sing the songs?
I still sing the songs. Interestingly enough, I think it took a while, but I don't. It's weird because it's almost like I'm singing. I don't feel like I am who I was anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I'm not where I was when I wrote it. When it was new and I was singing it, it was very I feel this now still. And it was very young love because I feel like that was very long ago. So my first single, Stay, I wrote that with my first
it's a nice song.
boyfriend, you know?
It's a nice song.
That was my first boyfriend, but that was also a very difficult song because it actually got taken down after a very, very bad relationship with the producer who did it, who ended up getting cancelled from the industry. He had to move out of Singapore. And then he also got cancelled in Australia. And then he had slowly came back here. But it's bad. It's money and lawyers bad.
Oof.
So we had to take it off. I had to re-record it. So I think because I got the opportunity to re-record it, and change some parts of the song with a new producer, and at the time I was already with my now husband, it changed the song for me. So I'm glad I actually had that experience. I know not a lot of people do.
That's
you know what I mean? To get to re-record the song. I mean, the old version is still on YouTube because my husband doesn't let me delete it.
Aww.
I'm ashamed of my past, but he's not for some reason.
It's sweet.
He's like, no, you shouldn't. This was a good time. I was like, nah. But Charlie's if you meet him, when I first met him, my then ex was bugging me to meet up for coffee, and Charlie was like, you should go meet him. At one point he was like,
damn, this guy got big dick
your
energy.
life, literal, not
What?
just, What? Yeah, I was like, damn, this guy is very he's just kind, you know? But I was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not meeting some dumb Sempets piece of shit. Who also has a podcast now using a mic I bought.
I don't want to. I don't give him a plug.
Let's not. I don't want to plug it. I just wanted to shit on him and his stupid little podcast. But yes, moving back to that, it is
First
a bit.
cut is the deepest.
Especially when you're the one with the knife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
But yeah, I think it is different, definitely. But it's not I hate this song. It's I've grown with this song, and this song has also grown with me because now there's added meaning. Beyond the experience that I have with the music and the words now, it has history.
Yeah.
And a lot of my audience has grown with me from my first gig, and that was 2011. So it's been 12 years. And they've seen me through it all. So yeah, I just remember you asked the question what keeps you going or something. You asked something like that before, right? It's the fans, the listeners. And they're not even fans. I hate saying fans.
I hate the word
I'm
fans
not
too.
big shit.
Me neither.
It's just listeners because they do listen, and then we meet, and after every gig they say hi, and it's meeting up with an old acquaintance, but they're there at every stage of your life as a result.
That's sick.
because they listen. And that is what keeps me going. Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah, how about you?
What's the question?
Oh, no, like
It's just like he was asking.
yeah, because I asked previously. I don't know if you guys answered that, but what really keeps you going with doing what you do?
Well, again, this podcast is being recorded. I'm a bit lost, so
Hopefully, a year's time you go back and hear this. and laugh. Yeah.
yeah, I'll laugh then. But I mean, so far it's been just being an adult. This is very sad to say, but so far it's really just being an adult. I do like what I do. I do enjoy drawing, but it's just like I need the money.
You have to leave. You have to leave Neverland. So it was going to sound so cool and poetic, but I just ruined it.
You know when you're in a fight and then you type duck you.
Yeah, duck you, you mother ducker.
Yeah, but like, yeah. So I mean, for now, it's kind of that. I mean, I still enjoy I do enjoy the relationships with like the clients and like, you know, figuring out how I can help them illustrate different things and like convey what they want to say in visuals. I'm just a bit lost. So, and I guess recently I've been going because, you know, I'm an adult, house, whatsoever, stuff like that. But I think maybe part of what keeps me going is also because I kind of still want to find myself again. So like this is good consistent practice anyway, and then slowly figuring out with each job as well, like if I can find myself in some way. I think a lot of it, I mean, I know Joey's one is a bit external in a way that the people outside are keeping her going, but I think I'm just trying to figure out what I am on the inside. And I've been very solo doing all of these things.
Yeah.
And I have, if we go back to like talking about networking and stuff, I've been completely shut out in general the past 2-3 years from like relationships, like friendships and stuff like that, and like networking and like, you know, meeting people and doing collaborations and stuff. It's just me and work for the most part, which I think I need to kind of rejig as well, which is why I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this is so real and important to depict as well, because like it's not all like happy, like, oh, I love what I'm doing, this is a dream. If you told me I'd be doing this 10 years ago, I would say like, oh, I don't believe you. Like it's not always like that. And as a freelancer, you could feel like this like one week and the next week you're like on a high again. But I feel like this proves that you are very grounded still in what you do, and like
it's a very solo thing. I feel like for me, I have been, or rather I have been cooped up, and it's like like I did it to myself.
Can I ask, I don't know if it's too personal, but
No, that's fine.
to your fiance, who's hot as fuck, by the way. Totally straight, but God, that's a man.
brought to you by Grindr.
Like, he's a freelancer too, right?
No, his full-time job.
Oh, it's a full-time job.
Yeah, he does like marketing, digital marketing for Trapeze.
I see.
Yeah,
Because I've always wondered, like, with the two of you, at that point of time, how was it like being two freelancers, both like at this struggle?
It wasn't much of a struggle, I guess. Not in a like always struggling to make ends meet or whatsoever. We work. The good thing is that we can work beside each other, and we can like kind of be together 24/7, whether, you know, you're conversing or not. I know some couples cannot be, but he can just be working beside me and we're completely fine with it. So it wasn't really much of a thing. It's just that we really shut off the rest of the world quite a bit. Yeah. Which now we are like, oh no, we're all friends. Do we have friends?
Part of married life.
Yeah, that is
just
part of
the
married
balance
life.
of like realizing that like as much as it's you and me against the world, we need our friends also.
Yeah.
That's like a very important thing too.
Yeah, and I guess it was COVID as well, so we were already locked in.
Everyone was just getting
anyway.
locked in.
Yeah, so then it kind of like, oh, it's fine. Yeah, we're kind of locked in anyway, so then we're just like, oh, yeah, I don't know. I am really lost, right?
No, I think
no,
I don't think so.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I feel like you're just finding yourself, and
I
you
think
will
I'm
never
finding myself
find
again.
yourself because you're always growing.
Yeah.
So once you find, you're gonna find yourself again and again and again.
But the question I asked you earlier about being sad and stuff, I feel like another thing I've been recently going through is that I'm not going through anything. Like people ask me about how I feel like I'm very emotionless now.
Right.
Maybe that's why I can't make art. If you get what I mean. You get what I mean.
I do.
I
totally
feel very
do.
emotionless. I'm not very...
It's not like you're very sad or very happy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy just in general, but not like... I mean, the
ecstatic.
most
Yeah.
the most excited I've been is reading my psycho thrillers the past.
Yeah.
Literally, when Adam saw me outside just now, just standing by the road reading, and I was just like, and I'm like, text me right now. This is what's happening now in this book. Yeah, that's the most excited I've been.
I don't know. Like, okay, so I started out being a fanboy of yours, but I like to call you a friend, and I think that I would like to think that in a couple of months' time, you actually find this better self you are. And I don't think we are meant to find ourselves. Like, part of the joy is the journey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
honestly, I feel lost, and I swore a lot so far. I feel lost as fuck sometimes too.
Yeah.
And I know that my girlfriend, she'll be telling me like, oh, like you don't have to worry so much, like one step at a time. It's like how I always tell people, right? But as a freelancer, you really always feel either too free or too busy. There's no in between.
Definitely agree with that.
100%.
Yeah. And so there is the struggle, but I think you just always got to be okay with the fact that knowing that something will be okay at the end.
Yeah,
Somehow.
no, I'm okay with that. Like, I know that something will be, I mean, I know that everything will be okay.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about if it will be okay or not. I'm just like, where am I and what do I do? What do I want to do? Kind of thing.
Have I ever told you the short story of the fisher man?
No.
Okay, so I love telling this story. So there's a young fisherman, and he's in a boat, and he's fishing, and he's catching a lot of fish. And this businessman comes over, he goes, "Bro, you're amazing, man. I want to hire you." And the boy's like, "For what?" And the man goes, "So you can earn lots of money. I'm gonna get you a team, and then you guys are gonna catch more fish." And the boy goes, "And then what?" And he said, "And then we can build a company, and then we can scale it." And the boy goes, "And then what?" And the businessman, "And then you can earn even more money. You can buy whatever you want. What do you want?" And the boy goes, "I want to fish." And I think that's the whole point about being a creative, is that you just try not to give in to the whole commerce side and just stay true to who you are. And I hope you find it.
Yeah.
And I hope I find it. And I'm not sure if you share the same thing as us, Joey, but I hope we all get there.
Yeah, it's a tough space to be in, because you're surrounded by a lot of different kinds of creatives. I don't know if you can count like influencers as creatives at this point, because they curate
Content
a
creators,
lot.
right?
Yeah. And it's a very different lifestyle. There's like the very lavish lifestyle.
Yeah.
And then there's the very, I feel like with TikTok now, it's promoting a lot of overconsumption. And as a result, you feel like I'm not doing enough. I don't have enough. A lot of people saying like, yeah, I make 150K a year. And I'm like, okay, and what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
And then you need to like come back to reality and be like, a lot of people don't have that. That's
Exactly.
just what you are looking at. And
Yeah.
for every 1 millionaire you meet, there's like 1 million poor people in this world, you know?
And a lot of these millionaires, they're boosting their numbers, by the way.
Yes.
They're absolutely inflating it.
Yeah. So as a result, I find myself like in this kind of like lull space where I don't know where I want to be. Because I could live a very lavish lifestyle, and then I also could live on like seeds. You know what I mean?
What, you a bird?
like I could walk barefoot and, you know, like just be on seeds, and like I'd be fine. I'd be happy living life like that. So I think it's just finding that balance. And then when you throw like all the outside influences in the mix, right? Like yeah, whatever content you consume or the people you meet at your gigs, like you need to dress a certain way.
Yes.
If you're going to like sing at a wedding. And then if you're playing at a bar, if you're playing at your own gig, like it's like you're selling something also. So then you are part of that circle, and then you don't know where you are. So I feel like I feel Tiff a lot, because I've been feeling very lost also, but I'm embracing the lostness, because I feel like we're all lost.
Yeah.
Like we are all lost. It's just a matter of how much we're willing to go find ourselves again also.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Shit, I kind of want to leave it at that. But I have one last question before we end it.
Yeah.
Which was, our pre-podcast conversation was so much more ratchet than this. But I wanted to ask, actually, with whatever we feel right now in terms of being lost, if you could try to make a bold prediction of what you want 2023 to bring you, not necessarily a certain gig or a certain experience, right? But what do you hope 2023 brings for you guys? That ring on that finger.
Yeah,
So
baby.
that's already on.
Yeah.
No, a home.
Okay.
Damn, that's deep.
That's deep.
That is deep.
That's so. Make a song out of that,
Like,
girl.
are you saying like HDB or like are you saying like inside your heart?
I'm saying both. All of it at home.
Home.
A new family, an actual home, my baby, and then Riot.
Oh my god! I thought.
I got her my baby.
Oh,
She's my
yeah.
baby.
She's cute.
I call our like my cat and my dog like our kids also, and I'm like, so yeah. Anyway, 2023 is actually the year I'm starting therapy for the first time in my life.
I'm proud of you.
I am very
too.
excited. Yeah.
Me too.
Oh
no,
my god.
I started at the end of last year.
Amazing. I'm finally realizing that I have a lot of generational trauma
Yeah.
that I need to work through before I even start about thinking to start a family, because I don't want to make that generational thing, you know, and also just for myself. I find I just want to be a better person to myself, to my partner and my family. And yeah,
That's nice.
That's amazing.
a year
Wow.
of health and wealth.
Woof.
Yay.
Yes,
Honestly,
health and wealth.
this was such a beautiful conversation. I want to thank you guys.
Wait, how about you?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, me. Okay, actually that fits into my whole personality. Because at therapy, and I don't share too much, my therapist keeps saying that, do you realize that whenever I try to ask you questions about yourself, you keep mentioning, oh, my girlfriend felt this and I feel awful, or my dad said this and I feel really sad. And she's like, how do you
What do you
what are
feel?
you
Yeah.
feeling and what do you want? And I go, sorry. And she goes, and you say sorry a lot. So this year I'm trying to actually say sorry a lot less.
Oh my goodness.
What?
I had last time that used to be me. Everyone told me to stop saying sorry. And then my response is sorry.
Yeah. Okay, same thing for me. Same thing for me. Like, so my girlfriend dropped her phone and I said, oh, sorry. And she's like, what the fuck?
I do that randomly. It was very funny. I think it was just last week. My friend hit herself accidentally somewhere and I went sorry.
Yeah, no, me too. Me too.
I'm like, I don't know why I just said sorry. Sorry.
The waiter dropped the waiter dropped the menu on me. I'm like, oh, sorry. And he's like, what the fuck? So I guess therapy is good. What I hope for 2023 is balance, actually, because I kind of feel like I'm always on a tightrope, and last year was the first year I properly took writing as a full-time job, and it honestly has been good and bad at the same time. Good for the soul, not as good for the wallet. But I would like to say that I hope this year brings me some kind of balance, because
That's nice.
Yay.
Yay.
Try five. Yay.
Try five.
Love it.
Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you. Wait, before I go.
Whoa.
Before I go on, can you
Look
guys...
at Kevin. Look at Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin just died. Sorry. Before I go, can you guys please say where people can find you and what you guys have going on next?
Where am I going? We are going to have nasi lemak.
Oh my god. No, it's really good.
Oh my god.
No, I'm alright with the pongo nasi lemak. We can have something else.
Okay.
As in,
where they can find you, your IG.
Not like now in 5 minutes lah, auntie.
in 5 minutes, you can find me at Tell Your Children to. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Lovage. It's Lovage.
Cheer.
Cheer.
Yeah.
You know, and what else do you have going on for 2023? Where can people find you?
Whoa. In my home reading my book.
You are
Don't go to her house,
absolute worst.
Go to her house.
I don't know where they can find me.
Okay, Lovage
On
does live
Instagram,
events. You can find her on
yes.
Instagram. She does
Just stay
amazing.
tuned with her
Just-
social
yeah.
media.
She's hard on herself, but she does beautiful illustrations.
Yes.
I will attempt to post a lot more. Kenneth has
Yeah.
been on me for that.
Absolutely.
He's like,
And
you
if
don't
you guys
post
ever
enough. You
want,
don't post. I'm like
Don't say
commissioned work-
Kenneth has been on me. He already got very excited there. He just stood up a little like from his chair. I was like, damn.
Kenneth has been, yeah? Damn, talking about a riot.
well, he has to really listen to this podcast.
I know.
No, he's a great dude.
The amount that just like every time Adam is like, Kenneth is hot, take a shot.
True.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway, Joey, how about you?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm at Joie Tan, JOIETN. I post about my life there all the time. And I may or may not be releasing a song this year.
Hey.
With maybe Lindsay again.
Sorry, I just really wanted to add something
Yeah, what's
that
up?
I really love. Joey's comedy type posts. Please post more. I need to show you Adam after this.
Yeah, do
I keep
it.
trying to look for these videos that she used to do.
Sweet.
Yes. Mango. Okay, I'll show it to you later. You understand, but more comedy, please.
Yeah, we're not doing accents on this.
Oh, we're not.
No
We're not.
accents.
Okay,
We're not
alright.
Miracle Family.
Sure.
She does really good accents. But anyway, all right.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
you. Round of applause.